Hi, I'm Blake, playing a band called Turbowolf. This is a video for ukdrummer.com. I've been playing drums now for about 15 years. Influences would probably be a lot of the standard sort of famous drummers like Dave Grohl, John Bonham. Big fan of Abe Cunningham from Deftones. John Stainer is someone I've got into a lot recently. So yeah, very sort of rock influenced. When I was younger, there was a lot more sort of fast punk stuff. People like Josh Freese, Travis Barker, Trey Cool as well was a big influence. Yeah, hard hitting, lots of energy. But yeah, as long as the energy's there, I really think it's important for a drummer to have energy, especially in sort of rock music. That's usually my biggest disappointment when drummers aren't, owning their drum kit basically. Yeah, recently I've been practicing quite a bit. The Turbowolf guys aren't that fussed at the moment about rehearsing because obviously I've just joined. I've sort of felt it's quite important to go in and play a lot of stuff. But what I normally do is just play along to an iPod, put it on shuffle, and whatever comes up I'll just try and play along to. I sort of dipped in and out of lessons when I was younger. I did some at college. But what I always find is I kind of take something away from it and then just sort of go off on my own. Especially with things like paradiddles and like double strokes, things like that. More about being in a band than I am about being a drummer. It's more important for me just to be like a solid rock drummer and and have fun with it as well. Drumming highs. A few years ago I played in Moscow, and that was pretty spectacular. Like the band I was in at the time, we drove there in our ex-Postal van. Yeah, it was amazing. It was just one of those, proper small, sweaty gigs. Everyone in the band was knackered, but it was just amazing. First band I was in, Grebo, we did a tour with our favourite band at the time called the Ataris, and we were only about 17, and we'd given our CD to the singer in the Ataris, and then a couple of weeks later he rang us from America to tell us that he wanted us to come on tour with him. Of course, we were ecstatic. It was like the best thing in the world. And the first gig we did was at Liverpool Academy, and it was really busy. We were first on, like 6 or something, but it was really busy. And I was so nervous that I clicked in the first song. It was like a fast sort of double time song, so I went like that. And when I came in, I was on the offbeat basically, and I just ruined the whole song. And after that, I couldn't recover. And so after the gig, I just felt absolutely terrible. Thought I was the worst drummer in the world. Also, as I get older, like the injuries I sustain from certain things, they bum me out a bit now. Like last week, I slipped down my stairs after I'd had a few too many drinks, and really jarred my back. And for the the following week, I was just I was cursing myself. I was like, "You're an idiot. You shouldn't do that. You need to look after yourself." Drumming's been the one thing that's literally kept me on the straight and narrow. Like after a gig, I'll go ballistic. Before a gig, I've never done it. Maybe 1 or 2 beers. That's it. Like if I drink too many beers, you just get sloppy and it. It's not very nice. So yeah, now I just try and concentrate on making sure the show's good. But also, I think it's important for me to at least have a couple of beers. Otherwise, I don't relax into it. I think it was just I used to say yes to everything. Like I'd always focus on one band, but if another band that I was into asked me to fill in for a tour or something, I'd always say yes and just try and make it work. So yeah, I did a lot of the Bristol bands for a while, but it always seemed to be when the original drummer left, I'd sort of join, so I'd do like their last year or so, and then they'd split up. So now it's quite good to sort of join a band on the way up. I do a lot of crewing, where so like I do a bit of drum teching and stuff like that, which is great, but also means you can be away quite a lot. It's been a bit quiet this year, but this year I'm kind of just doing sort of little bits here and there, mainly crew work, and just with the hope that over the summer we'll be really busy, and as long as I'm in a van, and I've got a gig, I'm not too fussed then. As a drummer, I'd like to sort of take this band as far as we can. It's important for me to play in as many places as possible. Like I really want to sort of get around the world at some point. Like I did a fair bit of travelling a couple of years ago, and I'd really like to take a band over to America, Australia and Japan. I'd love to play there. It's the first band I've ever been in where there is full commitment from everyone. And so we know at the drop of a hat we can just disappear. So if we get a call tomorrow for a great tour, that'd be it. And you know, for me that's great. Current setup. At the moment I'm playing a Gretsch new classic in a nice gold sparkly finish. 22 by 18 kick drum, 12 by 9 rack tom and 16 by 16 floor tom. 2 crashes, 18 and 19, 22-inch K-ride and 14-inch hats. But I'm thinking about going bigger. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting maybe like 20-inch crash, maybe even a 22-inch crash, 24-inch ride. Since I've joined Turbowolf, I was using for a while sort of 5B extremes, so just sort of slightly longer 5Bs, but in the last couple of weeks I've gone up to 2Bs, which I'm a little bit worried about. I know that means my cymbals are going to suffer, but I just found anything else was just a little bit too light. My favourite bit of the gear at the moment, is my snare. Is my I got a 14 by 8 Ludwig Colosseum, like maple ones. Yeah, super deep, super loud. Yeah, amazing. Like from the 80s, I think. I've got a nice Black Beauty as well, but I saw this drum in Wembley Drum Centre, and I had like £300 on my card, so I just spent it all on the drum. Keep your eyes peeled. If you go on the Facebook, there should be lots of shows coming out over the summer, like hopefully some good festivals. I think the album will hopefully be out around about sort of September time. And then after that we should just be touring as much as we can, trying to make a living hopefully. Keep enjoying it, hit them as hard as you can, and yeah, just have lots of fun.
Bye.